Hey guys, Nick here. So today we will be taking a look at the 2024 Honda Talon X4 Fox Live Valve. Now in this video we're going to talk about the different four-seater models you have to choose from, as well pricing with that. Then finally we'll get up close around the machine, show you all of its features, where everything's going to be located on this one. Then we'll fire it up and go for a spin. So let's get started. Now I wanted to start off by talking about the four-seater lineup. So what's new for 2024 is they have a new X model, which is just a 4X, which has a new suspension setup on it. And I'm hoping this spring here to be seeing one of those in the door, either a two-seater and or a four-seater variant of that. So I will be making a video about that model here shortly. Now the quote-unquote base model X has a base MSRP of $22,899, and then you have a destination charge, and then I will have a grand total of that put together of what out the door you're looking like for that model right there. And then from that to this model right here is about a $2,000 price increase jump, which again you'll see right there on the screen. So what are you getting for $2,000 more? Well, the big thing is the Fox setup you're getting on this, the suspension. So now with the Fox Live Valve model, what that really means is you have electronic adjustable suspension, which is quite a nice feature. Inside on the dash, on the left side, you're going to see a sport and a normal setting. So while you're driving this machine, you can swap between normal or sport with your suspension settings, which is really nice. So your normal mode is going to be a more plush suspension setup, more comfortable if you're hauling the family around, 4 people in here, and you're doing more of a casual ride and you want to get around, etc. Or if you want to go hit some big jumps and really kind of race this machine and throw it around and maybe do some donuts with it, etc. Then it has that sport suspension, which is going to kind of stiffen it up and do better if you're going to try kind of launching and jumping it around. So it's pretty nice that you have adjustability by just a push of a button. Versus the previous X models that were not Fox Live Valve, you have to manually go up to the Fox suspension and you would have a 3-position clicker on top of the shock, and you have to reach up there and turn it to adjust it. And that's fine and dandy when the machine's all clean, but once it gets caked full of mud, and these things usually like to throw a lot of dirt around, it can get hard to access and turn those knobs, and you might not want to when they're completely covered in mud. So being able to do it electronically with just a push of the button on the dash is a really nice feature to have. And it's not just an accessibility comfort on that end that you're paying for. You're getting a much better suspension setup with the Fox Live Valve. Now with the X lineup, you do have a few different color options. The basic X only comes in a flat black tone, but on the Fox Live Valves, you do have 2 color options. You do have this blue here, which I think is my personal favorite. They also offer a red, which has a red and a white with some black color scheme on it, which is pretty sharp, not completely red. So they did kind of dial it back. They have a touch of white in there. I think it's a really nice setup. Now stepping up from this, they do have technically one trim above this one, which would also be a Fox Live Valve, but that is the new 1000 R4. So with the R4 model, which basically takes the platform of what was the R2-seater platform, which was wider, more suspension travel, they have now brought that into the 4-seater lineup. So from this one, you can get the R stance, so wider stance, more suspension travel, so it's going to sit a little bit higher up as well. That is an option, which is going to cost you about, I want to say it's about $1,000 more or $1,500 more than this one. I'll throw a price up on the screen of what that exactly would look like if you were to do that. And that again is offered in the red and white color scheme or the blue here. So you do have those 3 models to choose from with the 4-seaters. And that's enough kind of talking about model options. So let's get up close and talk about this machine here. Now we're going to start on the driver's side rear corner, because I wanted to point out where your battery is located, which is right under this cover. There's a couple tabs here that you just kind of pull off and you get full access to your battery. So nicely tucked in there, pretty easy to access location. Now let's swap to the very back of the machine. Alrighty, so now we're looking at the back of the machine. Right here is kind of your storage cargo area. I'd say it would fit a full-size cooler. That's really about it. You do have 4 tie-down points in it, which is nice. But most importantly is this big back panel right here, where you got 2 clips right there you turn and you twist that off, and that gives you access to your air filter. Now, if you've been around one of the earlier Talon models, you'll notice a couple differences. One, this one already has those bottom doors pre-installed, but that actually comes standard now on these new Talons. They are completely built in with a cup holder and storage compartment on all four corners, which is really nicely done, and happy that Honda did that. That was something that a lot of people weren't too happy with. Now, before I show you under the front hood, I wanted to show you these all LED headlights and taillights that you get on the Talon. I think it's a pretty sharp setup you get here. Now, when it comes to taking off your front hood, you got two clips. Pulling up, twist them 90 degrees counterclockwise. On your left side, you got two push pin points, one right there and there. And the same on your driver's side, right there. Here we go. Lift it up, lift forwards. Now under your hood here, you can see the top of your shocks, your VIN number, coolant reservoir, and of course the top of your radiator and brake reservoir. And that's really it under here. So I'll put this back together and let's show you the back seats. Now we're going to start off with getting into our back seat, which is pretty simple. Grab right here is your door, right there. Of course, your storage compartment's built into your door. Before we hop in, your fuel fill is right there. Now let's actually hop in here. Takes a second to get into. Take our door and shut it. And you got a window net, which you can kind of clip right in. So seating is pretty snug back here, but it is a comfortable snug. You get these really nice bucket seats from Honda. Really solid setup. You got a grab bar across the whole front of the machine as well in front of you. In the middle, you have two cup holders and a 12-volt cigarette outlet right there. So you do get a couple nice comforts back here. The seats are really nice and plush. Again, on the inside of your door, you kind of have a grab bar right here and your door latch. Now, the nice thing with these Talons that Honda does is you have stadium seating. So we actually sit higher up than the seats in front of us, and we as well sit a little bit closer together than the front seats do. So you can see through the center of the machine better than you would traditionally on some others as you sit higher and a little closer to the center. So it's pretty nice to get a good field of view as to where the direction of the machine is going. We do have a toolkit located right there under your passenger seat. Now we're going to hop up into our front passenger seat, which same system. They're all like a suicide door. It's pretty nice. Latch there, storage compartments, water bottle holder. Definitely a lot more room up here than you had in the back seats, but still pretty nice and snug. But it is a very comfortable, snug feeling. You have a glove box right here, which just holds your books in it. You have a lever here, which you can move and adjust and move your kind of grab bar closer or farther apart. And again, same setup with your door. Moving on into the center, you got two cup holders between you and your driver's seat. Shifters right there. Little storage compartment down here, which is nice. Another compartment right here, which is nice. This is where your dash used to be on the earlier Talon models, if you recognize that. So now it is now a switch panel. So any kind of switches, light bars, accessories, etc., you can wire in and put right there, which is pretty nice. Down in the center, another 12-volt cigarette outlet for your front seats you got. Your key, two-wheel, four-wheel drive, your launch mode, automatic and your sport modes. So we'll get all into this when we get into our dash. So let's swap spots into the driver's seat now. Now, before this video continues any further, I want to briefly mention and thank JAF Motors, located in Glenville, New York, for lending me this here Talon today to showing you all around it. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, I'll have their info down below. Be sure to check them out. They got some different specials and deals going on. If you walk in there and let them know that you saw this video, they'll take care of you. So let's get back and into the video. So now we're mounted into the driver's seat of the Talon. A couple nice things. You have adjustable tilt on your steering wheel. Your seat is adjustable by this lever, so we can slide back. You actually get a lot of play in here, so it's pretty nice getting in and out of. I find I'm kind of somewhere in the middle where I'm not too close, but I'm not too far away from the steering wheel and all that. So that's a pretty nice spot where I like. Turning our key on. I'm going to open the door so you can see these buttons. They're a little harder to see. You have all the way down as your off for your headlights, then you're on, and you have a high beam. So you have a low and a high beam, and then all the way down as your off. Here's your sport and your normal settings. So here's your normal, which is green. Then when you hit sport, it goes to that. And then you have different lights and sensors, which will go off and stuff when you start the machine up, etc. On the right side of your dash here, you got neutral, reverse light, check engine light. I believe that's like a diff light. I'm not too sure on that one. Hill start assist, oil light, and temp light. And then your dash is the same as you would have on any of the new Pioneer models, 700,000. So gear indicator, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, fuel gauge, time, miles. You have 2 trips, temp, hours, voltage, 100 miles or 20 hours it counts down from. That's your first service, and that's when that gear will pop up. 2-wheel, 4-wheel drive, automatic, manual, and sport mode. So you can drive this in normal automatic mode. It'll do all the shifting. Then it has a sport mode, which will hold the gears even longer out and keep it more in its rev range, power range, if you're going to be kind of racing it around, but you still want it to do all the shifting for you, so it's not, you don't risk bouncing off the rev limiter or something like that. Then you have your normal manual modes, which engages all your paddle shifters, which is one of my favorite things, but I think these drive really nice in the automatic mode. You'll be surprised. Your driver's seat is the only one that has the adjustable steering wheel, of course, but the adjustable seat is really what I meant by that. And here's kind of a look around your back seats and everything. Painted roll cage. And while we're right here, we'll fire it up. Well, that's going to do it. We're going to wrap it up here, guys. I hope you all found this educational, learned something from it. If you got any further questions about the Talon lineup, please be sure to comment down below or correct me if I'm wrong about something down below as well. Give the video a like, subscribe if you are new and want to see more videos just like this. I appreciate it. You guys all have a great day. Bye.